So you're curious about pocket notebooks and how you might be able to use them in your life to help you manage your sanity. So in this video, I'm going to share 3 ways I actively use my pocket notebook, which is right here, to stay sane, manage my ideas, my to-dos, my appointments, and just to give myself a creative outlet for expression. So the first way I use a pocket notebook is a catch-all for just random thinking. So for example, if I open to a random page here, you can see that I jotted down some notes about a side hustle action plan and on one page. And I'm kind of just thinking through how I want to put together my side hustle, which is going to be this YouTube channel, maybe some courses about productivity methods based on paper and knowledge management set techniques. You also see on the other page here that I talk about a commonplace book setup because I was exploring using commonplace books for knowledge management at the time. So I just use the pocket notebook here as a catch-all. I don't really have a specific format that I follow. I don't do bullet journaling in it. I don't do any of that stuff in it. I mostly just use it to catch things I'm thinking about. If I have a random idea, or maybe I'm thinking through, for example, how do I take notes from all these books I've been reading, and so I don't forget all the knowledge, and how do I capture those ideas so I can act on them to actually change my life? This book is my catch-all pocket notebook for that purpose. The second thing I use my pocket notebook for is to manage my to-dos and my appointments. If I'm on the go and I don't have my bullet journal with me because it's an A5 size notebook and it's a little hard for me to lug around because I don't carry a handbag or a messenger bag or anything like that. So I carry one of these and I have one of these ink pen. Just slip that right there and I slide this whole thing right into my pocket. So then if I have an important date that I hear about come up, I can just flip this thing open here and jot it down. When I get back home to my desk, I'll take and I'll review those entries in my pocket notebook and transfer them into my bullet journal or my digital calendar, depending on which one I'm using. I haven't settled on a bullet journal versus digital calendar or a paper calendar yet, so I'm kind of playing around and seeing what works for me. But to-dos and appointments are the second way I use this book to stay sane. And the last way, which I have actually written down here, exploring ideas. So when I'm exploring an idea and I'm thinking things over, like for example, commonplace books versus Zettelkasten, and I'm talking physical, paper-based Zettelkasten for this conversation, I will sit down in my pocket notebook and I will just think about questions. Like I'll usually start with a list of pros and cons for each approach. Commonplace book pros and cons, and Zettelkasten pros and cons. I will sit down and I've explored in my notebook here Zettelkasten versus commonplace books. Now, I don't know exactly where in my notebook it is because my notebook isn't indexed. So we can see that's in action. One of the, Zettelkasten 2.0. I'm restarting my Zettelkasten. So I started the original Zettelkasten using Scott Chipper's book, Anti-Net Zettelkasten. And here I explored the idea of maybe restarting my Zettelkasten so that I can set different top-level categories. And then on the next page, I asked myself, is restarting Zettelkasten a good idea? And immediately, right after that, I have the thought, what is to be gained? Really, different top-level categories, different card addresses. It gives me a chance to remove stale notes, which you shouldn't really do in a knowledge management system because all notes are valuable, even the ones you think you'll never use again. And then I asked myself, what is to be lost? Well, all the current cards will need to be readdressed, and cards within branches are not likely to change. At that point, restarting my Zettelkasten really didn't seem like it had a whole lot of value, but wrestling with those questions is one of my biggest use cases for these guys. So that is the third way I use my pocket notebook. Now, I absolutely love watching all kinds of videos on YouTube about pocket notebooks and notebook culture, analog lifestyles, analog Zettelkasten, and it's just, I am fascinated by these little things, as well as their bigger journal-sized counterparts or even bigger full letter-sized notebooks, the 8.5 by 11. And I will easily consume 10, 20 hours of content a week on this topic, and I usually catch interesting tidbits. I usually catch them all in here. Under, it's my catch-all use case. It's my wrestling with ideas use case. That's the biggest thing that how a pocket notebook helps me to stay sane. That's 3 ways I use a pocket notebook. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section down below. If you use a pocket notebook and it's not one of these 3 ways of using it, let me know how you do it. I'd love to hear how you got going on, so maybe I can take some ideas from you and try them out for myself. If you hate pocket notebooks and you think I am just full of it, Why are you here this late in the video? First off, and second, let me know down below. What don't you like about pocket notebooks? Or maybe you've tried using them in the past and they've fallen by the wayside. Tell me what your roadblocks were. Tell me what obstacles you encountered. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you.